It is water, actually.
Yeah. Exactly, holy water, you know what I'm saying?
It is water, actually.
Holy water.
Hey, welcome.
Again, another one.
Welcome to OpinionOutlaws. Back at it again. Season 6, episode 3.
4.
Is it 4?
4. Well, do we count the first one? It is 4.
It is 4.
It is 4.
Yeah, my bad.
4.
It's 4.
Quattro right now, because third is in the editing. Third is in the editing, so that's how I know. And I noticed that you actually, the video is published now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you made it into like, you will publish today at 6 o'clock. So I was like, oh.
Yeah. We ain't slacking.
Yeah, it's
but
slacking.
do you know, it's the funny thing that when you start to think that we don't have that much anymore. Like we got like over the half if we go like 100 episodes.
Yeah, we're 60. I saw it.
Over
60 episodes. Or 60 videos at least uploaded already.
That
I
is,
was like, nice.
That is work. Putting on work.
Progress.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, because yesterday when I was uploading the second episode, which for some reason YouTube is bugging right now, I don't know what, because when I uploaded, it didn't show anything. Like it showed the video that is uploading, but no percentage, no nothing, no time. Okay. I was like, cool. I guess it's gonna update in background or something. I went to sleep, open my phone, it said failed. I was like,
why?
Gotta redo it.
Why?
So right now it still should be uploading, unless it's already uploaded, but no worries about that. Y'all gonna get see soon enough.
Yes, sir.
Funny thing, we are talking like it's gonna happen this is the future video, so well, it is what it is.
It's like that.
It's like that sometimes. So
yeah, like that.
Welcome back, and as always, hey, we always got the number one rule we gotta do, because
true.
Some people forget what to do. So y'all see the button down there, y'all know what to do. Y'all better show some love, you know what I'm saying? You better press the subscribe button down there. That bell notification, to always get notified about the news release. Then the like to push out on the algorithm a little bit. And also, of course, comment down below so we know, we get a little feedback on the progress, on the video quality, and also about the topics if y'all want something different or y'all want to have a little beef, as always. Hey, it's free for all.
It is.
Hands are rated E. For a reason.
That's true. No, they don't know no bounds.
Exactly. So it is what it is. But yeah, show some love, and also of course Spotify
as well.
Other social medias as TikTok as well.
Yes.
I'll put the name, and you'll also put it on the description as well. But if there's nothing more than that, y'all did what you need to do.
Let's
go to the episode.
Let's go to the topic.
Immediately.
And from the last episode, it kind of went I wouldn't say short, but it kind of a little bit rushed because technical difficulties.
Oh yeah, true. I remember. But did it like cut out?
It didn't cut out, but the battery.
Oh yeah, battery decided. Yeah.
You know what? I've been here long enough. I've seen it all.
It's good. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? It's getting tiresome and all that. So we had to cut that short. But as today's topic, we kind of like chose something that is very relevant to the previous episode, so we kind of like could segue. We could also a little bit dibble-dabble on the previous episode as well, on the previous topic, but then we can easily segue into the nowadays topic. And the previous topic was discipline.
Yeah. Well, it's like, because the next topic is self-reliance. And it's kind of like when you cook something. Let's say you're cooking pasta.
What you mean by that?
I'm gonna just take an example. You're cooking pasta. You put that water, you put some salt in, right? You put some salt. If you don't put salt, the pasta it doesn't taste good. The same thing is here. When we, as you said, dibble-dabble from discipline and self-reliance, it's kind of like you put the salt in that tastes better.
Give it a little gentle touch.
Yes. Because we could just talk about it, but then the pasta would be not good, right?
Kind of bland.
Yeah, bland.
Kind of bland.
Not good. But when you do it both, you kind of like have that.
The proper way.
The proper way, exactly. So if you remember the last time we were talking about discipline, and not the discipline of the sexy type, the advertised type, the one who you see on TikTok and so Instagram and YouTube, and you need discipline, you need motivation,
You need to focus.
You need to focus.
You need to grind.
Like, not that type, but for example, discipline that you sleep every day from the same time, or you eat a certain way.
You go constantly to the gym even though you don't feel like it, no matter the weather or whatever. Still keep going to the gym constantly because it's part of the discipline in your plan.
And from that, of course, now I would say naturally it goes to the self-reliance sect, in a sense of, if you are not disciplined, you cannot be self-reliant. I don't see that happening. That because now to backstory to me, I have been living on my own now. In this August, I will be 6 years.
6 years. Right.
This August, 6 years. And
that's how fast the time goes?
Yes, sir.
God damn.
It was because when I...
Was it during high school? No.
No, it was
just after high school.
2020. It
oh
was
shit!
after...
Because it was just when I got out of military, if I remember.
Yes, about that time.
Yeah, some shit like that. I'm like, God damn, that long.
2019, I got out of the military during summer, and then I was doing some form of work, retail work, and then I was doing the basketball thing. And during that time, the basketball kind of was the main thing, so I was coaching that. And then from there, the retail thing, like I actually got a job from a retailing, which was interesting. I got the job in the biggest market here in our area. And it was funny because during that time, it was 2020, it was the Corona boom. And I was doing the retail job, and basically I had overwork. Like I had so much work that you couldn't and it was funny because there was a lot of people who lost their job during that time, and I just gained the job. And then afterwards I gained a university place. I got accepted to school, and I got an apartment, which I am here right now.
Which is close to, or somewhat close to the university place as well.
And basically the university is one university, and the place that I was working is one road.
Side. Yeah, opposite side of the goddamn road.
So it was convenient in a sense, and of course it has a great rent. And it's in a great place. Of course it has...
Oh, shut up, man. He was his bullshit. He said great place, man. Y'all see the uphills he got? Man, there's some bullshit. The elevation, you gotta get through to get into his place.
Like I said, it has, I'm talking about the room in itself. It's great, and it doesn't have mold, and everything is fine.
Yeah, especially when you live alone, you don't have a partner or anything. Yes. This is really convenient. You get
and in August, I ramp up 6 years that I have lived by myself.
Ooh.
Self-reliance, no doubt about it. And I can proudly say, and this is documented even, I have never once asked for money from anyone.
Except Bella.
They will pay me because it's their duty, because I have the right to pay, right to get that money.
I'm a citizen too. I need my money too.
I'm gonna be honest, but I'm talking about
yes, as
I have never asked.
Friend or
I have never asked from you, for example, or from my parents, and that's why I can feel my sense to myself that I have pride in the sense that no matter what has happened, I have had the way to be reliant on myself. And now to everybody understand, this means that every school thing that I had, everything that I ate or drink or the rent or the places I went, I paid for myself. I never, and of course it shouldn't be a big deal, but in today's age, it's a big deal. A youngster being self-reliant.
To that actually, because you said you cannot live alone and be self-reliant.
Disciplined and self-reliant.
Yeah, discipline, self-reliant. Because ironically, I've seen people who live alone, but they're very, let's say, not organized in itself.
Yes.
They're very shut in a sense. Are there disciplined still? Are they qualified as disciplined people? Because, like, life habit-wise, they're very, how would I say, off. Very they don't have a athletic background. They don't have a proper hobby other than most of the time, like watching YouTube videos or playing games, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, that's about it. Might go to school or might have a one job or something like that, smaller job. Is that still qualified as discipline? Because they live alone?
I will be honest, I cannot, even if they are shut down, like I'm talking shut in a way that they don't actually have like social life in a sense, or they don't do any kind of athleticism, they just go to work and come back. They still have to have certain type of discipline to actually go to work or actually go to school.
Okay.
This is how I see it, because when you live alone, of course, there's always pros and cons when you live alone and when you live with somebody. When you live with somebody, for example, my situation was that I was living with my parents and my brother. You didn't need to think about a lot for the food, for example, or the laundry, or you didn't need to think about the bills that much. But when you are alone, for example, I was always good at cooking, but now I'm like top tier cooking.
He has to figure out how the hell he gonna do
exactly. And I know a lot of guys, for example, exchange students who come from a different cultural background, where they have that kind of culture where women are doing all the chores from the house and men are doing all the work that brings all the resources. We actually have met one, and we know the one who had that kind of situation. He said to himself, the best thing he knows is air fryer. That's it.
That's tough, bro.
Like, that's the best thing he knows.
That's tough, bro. I mean, I understand where he's coming from, or was it she or he?
He.
I don't know where he's coming from.
If it's a she, from that kind of background, she knows how to cook.
Get out. I got you. So I kind of understand where he's coming from, air fryer. Like back in the days I didn't like it, ironically, but nowadays I kind of like partially understand where he's coming from, especially with like this oven. It is what it is. But with the air fryer, you can pretty much cook a lot of things.
Yes.
You can double throw it in the thing, and it's done.
And it was interesting to see, because even though our culture, I'm talking about from back in the day. And even today, today we talked with my father about this, that in our culture it was such a sad thing that men didn't know how to cook food for themselves. Which in a sense you understand, because women always did the home chores, but then the self-reliance part. Can you be self-reliant if you don't know how to cook?
For a fact.
You get what I'm saying? But then, yet again, did they have discipline? Of course, I cannot take that away. But this comes to my argument that, can you be self-reliant and disciplined? I don't believe so. Even though they were disciplined, I'm not taking that away. I don't believe that you can be disciplined and self-reliant in the sense of if you live alone.
Because I was about to say to that really being self-reliant, you really don't need discipline in that sense. Because I've like I mentioned, I've seen people who are very self-reliant. Like example, they grow their own vegetable and so on and so on. But their days pretty much fluctuate based on their example mood or however they feel like they like don't stress about it in a sense. So they don't have that quote unquote discipline type of route going on, but they still are self-reliant on that they're capable of, for example, cooking, doing laundries, etc. And where I mean by that, they're not that disciplined because, like I said, they might be slacking on some department. They'll be like, it is what it is today. You know what? I could go outside, but I don't want it. I don't want it, and I ain't go, and that's it. So that's why I'm kind of like, is it kind of like mixed together, or is it kind of like on some type of criteria that in order for that you can be qualified as a self-disciplined person?
For sure.
But also also on your topic, because in my situation, I kind of have like a different background than him, but with certain justification, not full deal, but certain justification. Because in my situation, I don't live alone. I live currently with my mother because she's not married to anybody, so she lives alone with my autistic little sister. So in that context, I've kind of like still live with her. I'm capable of living on my own, but she has nobody else in this city, and I don't really have any rush basically to go anywhere because I'm not currently in any relationship on top of that.
You hear that, ladies?
Wait, what? Oh, hold on. And also in my situation, of course, parents, at least my mother doesn't ask rent. But of course, if I'm able to help in things, I help.
Of course.
And in top of that, what you mentioned earlier about like doing your laundries, etc. In my situation, I kind of had it great because my mother kind of like taught me early on, like when I was in like middle school. She taught me how to do like iron my clothes, laundry, wash my, all the regular things. So basically, well, even though I live with mom, all the laundries are made by me, like my own, especially my own stuff. Cleaning is made by me. Dishes, for example, I can wash all the dishes and so on. So
do you hear that, ladies?
Hey, surprisingly, I remember I have had like a couple of people who have told me like they're surprised that I know how to like do, example, ironing, laundry, and so on, even cooking. Like funny thing, I told my mom like I know how to cook, but I'm a lazy cook. In that sense, like I know, bro. I did like what a couple of days ago. I made a potato stew, bro. That shit banging, bro.
Hey.
Potato stew, rice, bro. Especially because I'm the type of guy. I like to make my food enough that it lasts for days. I don't like to cook every day. Like I said, I'm lazy to cook, so I make a big portion and that's it. Bro, I made a whole thing. Bro, everybody eats. Everybody eat, bro. Everybody eat. So in that sense, like I still have the same abilities of being self-reliant. For example, you remember when homeboy like went to Spain and he was like, "Could you watch my cat?" and all for a couple of weeks. I was like, "I got you." I took care of his place and still was managing on my own and all that. So I got the abilities, but in my current situation, I don't fully have that need, but I'm still able to.
Yeah, and it's not logical, let's be honest, right? If you go live on your own, you just lose money and the support system is much more weaker at that point for the whole structure of a family. In my situation, it was more from, because like he said, different backgrounds. Now, I had the self-reliance because my father actually was the one who put us on, like, hey, you need to know how to cook, you need to know how to clean, you need to know...
Get it done,
like,
bro.
You need to know how to do these things. Not perfect, but you need to know at least 3 type of meals. You need to know how to do it.
Eggs, always.
Like, you need to know how to do them, because if something happens that, for example, parents are not there, you don't have money,
How you gonna manage?
There is food in a refrigerator, but what you gonna do about it? Huh? What you gonna do about it?
What you gonna cook? And also, the great part in your situation, like the thing that I pray that a lot of parents have it as well, is that your parents are together.
Yes.
They be holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Respect that. Shout out to Mr. Latif and Mr. So your mom's name is always hard. It's S with S.
S.
I remember it's harder because
Sevdiye.
You know, I remember Sevi, respect. Ma'am. So in your situation, I kind of like understand it on top of that when you move out, your parents are not left alone. On top of that, that they still have your little brother there, so they're together. They have their own company on that.
And when I moved out, it was more for me to do the job and do the university. Because if I was living there, it would be much harder. We talk about to the point where it didn't make any more sense. The difficulty of level that I would be putting myself when it comes to working and when it comes to going to university, to going to school. So when I moved out, it kind of gave me that freedom that I can work, I can go to school, I can study, and I can do all the other things that I would not do if I was living with my parents.
Hey, yo, what hit me with that? You know,
Not like that, bro. I'm talking about only business.
You saw what you used there, right there? Not like that.
Not like that.
It be like that.
It'd be like that, but not like that.
Hey, y'all can take it out what you need to take, but you know, combine it together. Living alone, university student, he couldn't do things that he wanted to do while he was living at his parents' home. So 1 + 1
equals 21. If I'm
all of a sudden he doing the double tango and all that. So you know what I'm saying? I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I'm a good man. I'm a good man.
Yeah.
I don't
put
do
in the
those.
work.
I don't do those things.
He out there put in the work. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do those things. I'm a good man.
So,
but it was more business plan than anything else.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But then when I moved out, it came like very easily that okay, it was the right decision. It wasn't that. But then you could see that if you was not disciplined, you would not have the options or the availability that I had when I was studying, because I knew people like took loans or people asked money from their friends, from their family members, and I'm looking at it like, how you work and you study? How is that possible? Somebody is not good with money. Somebody doesn't know how to do their right thing, doesn't prioritize, it doesn't have these things. And then, like you said, for example, you go to someone, usually guys, not always, but usually guys do this more often than not, dirty place. Now,
Hey, yo, what you mean by dirty place? Not like that.
I understand, because even in my room right now, my apartment right now is not the cleanest. I'm going to be honest. But the thing is, I never allow it to be in a position where you cannot step here, where you cannot come here, where you cannot invite people.
What type of people are you inviting? You know?
Like you, for example.
Oh, not like that.
Not like that.
Not like that. Okay.
But I'm saying that kind of way that you invite someone, you don't have that, oh man.
Gee, what am I gonna do, man? Goddamn.
No, they are welcomed, even though it's not like perfectly clean, they're welcome. That is a big thing in my belief, because of course how clean you manage your place is also your internal state.
Reflection.
But how about you, man? First of all, self-reliance. What does it mean to you?
Self-reliance. Well, how I would understand it is that you are capable of living on your own ends without really any outsourced assistance in a sense, or dependence on, let's say, other individuals in a sense. In a context of, let's say, shit happens, because to me also the self-reliance goes even further in a sense. Let's think about shit goes down. You are not capable of buying things from the store, because we are really reliant on buying things from grocery. We have that easy way of doing things right now. So part of the self-reliance I would qualify, because I have a couple of like close friends who are able to like grow their own, like, let's say, vegetables or herbs or whatever, and they're capable of making their own bread. Bro, you know who I'm talking about. Shout out to my homeboy's wife, other homeboy's wife. She's one demonstration to me of like person who's really self-reliant, because she like makes most of the daily necessities on her own. Soaps, lotions, this and that, like on her own. She creates it out. So she's a demonstration of, if shit goes down, she's capable of maintaining still her normal state of mind. Because we also have those people who think that they're self-reliant, but forgetting that supermarkets are still convenience.
Yes.
Buying meat from the store is still convenient.
Yes.
So when you remove that thing also on top of that, are you still capable of maintaining that normal state of life? And when you reach that, in my at least understanding, is the moment that you can like qualify yourself as a self-reliant person. Because when we live in society, we still partially depend on societies, you know, even though we might not outwardly say like, hey, I got money from this or that, but because this is a well-being, how is it Finland qualify? Qualify is a hyvinvointivaltio, so it's a
well-being place,
kinda
first class,
kind of like
first world.
Yeah, first world, but also because the society is in a sense that we take care of the civilians that live here based with the taxes or etc. etc. Nothing medical or the healthcare is also partially free, quote unquote free, but of course even though we still pay some about, but it's noticeably more freer than example in America. So
don't get sick in America.
don't get sick. If your insurance ain't on point, don't do it. And in Finland, even though let's say you live alone, except for a lot of students we got going on, we have the student like money that we get from Kela, which is also kind of removes out the full self-reliance of that tax. But of course, I'm not taking away from anybody who lives alone or you know, enjoys the money of the government, because you know, game is game. Game is game. We all have done it, and it doesn't fully take off the term of self-reliance from me. But when I think about full self-reliance, is that you know you're capable of like, of course, capitalistic world. You know, some things are very restricted in that term. You know,
it's like
money,
that.
Yeah, it's like that. Money spins the world. So you ain't got money. Shit, what can I say?
I would ask now a follow-up question about this, if you're ready for it.
Okay.
What about, because we are talking about like physical world, right? What about emotional or social? What do you say about this?
Shit. Wait. Let me have a breather.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Emotional self-reliance.
Because it's a very different.
It is different, and it could get a little hazy pretty quick in a sense of, let's say emotionally, of course, as a guy, you first of all think that, you know, you handle your own emotion, you all go through the emotion, all of that. But with a guy, because of course I'm going through the guy perspective as a guy, and I agree on that.
No hate on ladies, like
no hate, but because it's a guy perspective, so I can't really say fully on female department. Except the answers that I have gotten from females.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, or what I've seen as in relationships.
So what you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? Game is game. It be like that.
It be like that.
But in a guy's perspective, I would say like this. I kind of say that it is self-reliance, but at the same time, we kind of have that self-damaging portion coming with it as well, because as a guy, we try to do everything on our own. But I don't know if I told you in one of our episodes previously that as guys emotionally have to go or handle the emotion with other guys.
Yes, you have mentioned.
Because it doesn't really take out from their self-reliance, because like I said, the topic kind of little start dibble-dabble, like the person can be self-reliant on taking care of everything on themselves. But sometimes with emotion, it can get a little hazy, because they might think that they're like self-relying on themselves, but at least this is psychology type of shit right now. They might think that they're self-reliant, but in reality, they're kind of like just dabbling with the trauma and not really like handling it itself. They're kind of like suppressing it.
Yes.
Which a lot of cases also turn out into a rage outburst later on. Which is, I'm kind of like, it kind of goes into the gray section in a sense with the self-relying. So that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, I get it, but also I kind of like get the part of like guys have to handle their emotion also with other guys, because that's usually, at least statistically, most effective way of getting to certain emotion. Example, let's say a lot of people who were abused as a kid, you know, when they handle their emotion with guys, I'm saying with guys because guys understand guys. So through that they can, even though they're getting some type of help from somebody else with their emotion, it doesn't really move out their self-reliance in that sense. So they're kind of like much more effective with it as well. Because I would say it like this: this person who also self-reliant is very effective of being with people as well.
Yes,
in that sense. So But you be abusing me with words and questions right now. Let's get back to beginning about the self-reliance term in itself, because you also kind of gave us a little hint on how you see the term in itself based on your own experience. But what is self-reliance to you?
I have, during the talk that I talked about my experience, I've kind of like showed it. Like, I believe that when now we are living, like you said, in a capitalistic world, where you do something, you get money, and with that money you get the services that you need for your life. Now, truly self-reliant, I'm talking about in a genuine truly, most of us are not. We rely on electricity, internet. We rely on heating.
Some people will rely on porn. Wait,
on
what?
Porn. Like, yeah, don't do that, bro.
Wait, what?
Like, these things that, for example, if we go a few hundred years back, which is not a lot in human history, they didn't have. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have heating inside the house, like a battery. Or they didn't have local markets to just go and, hey, I want this, and that. Ching! It wasn't like that. Not like that.
It'd be like that.
In the markets, when you went, it was more like bazaar. I don't know how many people know what bazaar is, but basically it was more like a trading marketplace where people go and they go to a certain section, a certain buyer and seller, and
just say Aladdin on top of shit.
Aladdin
type of shit. You'll understand what I mean, right?
Aladdin, and it was more like that. Now, in my perspective, self-reliance is that can you make it on your own without needing help from others? Meaning that, for example, you lost a job. Now you need to pay your rent. You need to buy food. You need to pay the electricity, the internet. You need to pay the necessities. Can you make it? Are you good with money? Or can you be reliant? And then, of course, take care of yourself, because you can work yourself to death, but then death comes and you don't enjoy the money, so that's on you. Can you be reliant on that? Can you find a way to make sure that everything is under control, even though it shouldn't be? That's what that's how I see it, because I've had those situations where
bills are getting tight right now.
I'm gonna give you guys, actually, I have told this story before, but I will tell it again. It was 2023.
Gee.
It was 2023.
It was broke.
And I'll just quit my job at retail, because now I have nothing bad to say about the employee and employer. I don't have anything bad to say about that, because the manager that I had, she was a sweetheart. She was the best one that I had, one of the best that I ever had. Great human being and great character. But the reason was basically that I got the worst end of it when it came to working there. I got the worst time for working. For example, one summer I was doing all evening shifts from 3 to 11.
Dog shit.
And the worst part was that, for example, during the Saturdays and Sundays, the payment, a little bit better, but it's not worth it. For example, you get out of about 11. After 11, you have to walk home. Why? Because there are no buses during that time. For Sunday, for example, it was like that. And you get paid, but is it worth it? And then think about, because everybody who works in retail knows this, that especially in a big market, in the big markets, for example, the one that we had, it's like constant working, like you're doing constantly something. You're not sitting down. And when you go out, the last thing you want to say to yourself, like, man, let me just take a walk. No, you want to go home straight.
Shower, close the door.
Exactly. But the worst part, you see this uphill.
Like I said, he said it's a great place, bro. Man, shit.
I remember there was times when I was just tired.
Especially during winter, a bit. It's
like believe it or not, because during the winter, I didn't have like constant work. I had only weekends. Because if you are studying, they had a great thing that when you are studying, we give you the weekends, and then people can get the weekends off who works like constantly. And for the students it was great, and for the employer it was great, and for the workers was great. The problem that was during the summer, when I had 6 days a week, 7 days a week.
So they just throw you whatever they have in the ship.
And because I am, the man.
Hey, yo.
I had usually the evenings. Because usually the evenings you have to be very self-reliant.
Yeah, very rush hours.
Very rush hourly, especially when it's Johannes. Summer Johannes.
Not even Johannes. Every freaking holiday type of day of, when the stores are still open. Not even the holidays. Day before the holidays.
Day before, yes.
Because in Finland people celebrate the
evening,
day before, the eve before the actual day of the holiday.
So it was easily, for example, during the Johannes Eve or days before, it could easily reach up to 100K customers a day. Think about it, during the day, you work 8 hours a day usually there. 8 hours, the store was open from 6 to 11. You come 2, 3 evening when you are evening shift. About 50,000 people walk through you as a customer around. Roughly. How will you be okay afterwards during those times?
Socializing all day, yes, sir.
But I was in a point where, because a lot of those things where I got the worst end of it, even though I was never complaining about it, because work is work and you do what you must do. It was a moment where if I kept being there, it would be not beneficial anymore for me.
So eat your soul out. I know for a fact.
It would be to a point where you would not just be working anymore there.
You feel like you ain't going anywhere.
No.
Yeah, I feel you on that department, because you were in the retail, I was in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Or the whatever.
And you have the same experience.
Yeah, with the 11 hours, 10 hours.
Exactly same, but
you're constantly gotta be doing something, especially the rush hours.
Yes.
You always got those shifts, and you hated life when you got the shifts that you're the one opening and almost the one that closes at the same time.
Those shifts are bad.
Oh shit.
And because you get those bad ends all the time, like if you, for example, had it good, like let's say 1 week good, of course you will like,
this ain't bad.
This ain't bad, but I constantly had, because of course when
6 hours were like, you still like, you can manage, you can manage. But once it started being the double digits constantly, you're like, well, shit. How did we end up in such a situation now, huh?
But it was summer 2023. Now the thing was that I finished my thesis. The only thing that was left for me was the internship. I was not playing with my studies. I was doing them, and everything
Be like him.
I was not playing because I didn't want to be that guy who I was in the 4th year and I have still my 1st year courses and studies. I didn't want to be that guy. So I went and I just finished them off. It doesn't need to be all perfect, but you finish.
As long as you pass them.
I did all that, and now the internship thing was, I could not find it. From under the rock I have searched, but I could not find internship anywhere.
Ironically, you weren't the only guy. I noticed a lot of our...
And the worst part...
Foreigner friends had the same issue.
Worst part was that I had a interview to a place. They took about almost 2 months before they made the decision, and the end of the decision was, we are not taking anyone.
Wasting my goddamn time.
It wasted my time because now, because usually during the summer I go to my home country.
So you're like 2 months off?
And not usually 2 months. At that time, usually 1 month, because you have to also work a little bit, and then
gather some stack for the upcoming year.
I remember I was so pissed because in my mind I was like, okay, I will get this internship because I'm not sure if I get internship or not. So I will not waste my money to buy tickets to fly. But I didn't get internship anywhere. And now the problem was what to do. I'm not working. Kela is not giving you for the studies. I was just getting the apartment. And I was not even getting the whole apartment, like 80% of the apartment. It was something like
a big portion of it, but
big portion, but not everything. So basically, I was living under my rent was up here and my income was here.
So yeah, my guy was struggling.
I was truly struggling, and now the problem was that what to do? What to do? What you going to do about this situation? And the summer goes by. I lost somebody close to me during that summer, and it was a story for another time. I came back to Finland. I was like, okay, I need to find something. That August, I go to do the bar work.
Night shifts. Ooh.
Night shifts. I did maybe 9 shifts. I found the internship. To Savonia.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And it was.
He just went back to his university.
It was interesting to see the shift in this scenario, because this part of my life was ass. I'm not even going lie.
Struggling.
I was truly struggling because until you have lived under your rent, like I'm talking about actually like in this position that your rent is up here and your income is here, it's a very
hectic situation.
You have to calculate pretty good. That was the moment that, okay, I showcased even to my family members and of course everybody around that, even if the situation comes, I can rely that I will do something about it. I can find a way. It's not maybe the prettiest,
but I gotta do what I gotta do.
But I will find a way to make this work.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that. And this, I believe, is self-reliance in a sense, in my experience, what I have experienced myself. And of course, I'm not saying, of course, this is now all in retrospect, because during that time, you're not thinking, man, let's see how self-reliant I am. No, you're not thinking like that.
You're like, shit, how am I gonna survive this situation?
What needs to be done? Let's see.
How do we end up situation? First, you start questioning, how the hell did I end up here?
But that is the perspective and the situation and experience, actually.
That shows like resilience.
Yeah,
resilience as well. I mean, it is, because you could always quit and be like, "See, let me just move back home" or some shit like that.
Very true.
That's really
very true.
Resilience, right there.
But I, even when I had that situation, I never asked my parents that, hey, I need money.
Hey yo, we broke out here. You know what I'm saying?
I never asked for it, and because I also believe that we have been raised this way. When you move out, you on your own.
Don't call me, don't ask me, nothing.
We are still father and son. We are still mother and son. We are still brother and brother. We are still good, like in good relations. But you on your own.
Don't call me, don't text me, none of that. You do what you need to do.
Because this
we see you on next holiday.
Because this is also a test for my future. Because I want
once you have your own family,
exactly.
What the hell are you gonna do?
Exactly. What happens when times are tough? What's gonna happen? Because it will come to a place where you have to make decisions that you don't like.
Let's just hope we go have the future right now, based on how hectic our life is getting on. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about that, because we like to think about future, but we might have a couple of people up there in a high position that if shit goes down, niggas decided to press some buttons, and what we gonna do?
then
That's worry for another day.
then let's see what happens. It's like that. Like
It'd be like this.
It'd be like that. What you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Like yeah, we can. Like I said, to the God degree, I want my family, and I want a family that is like in a good size, healthy.
In a good
But-
side. What you mean by that?
Like a few kids, you know what I'm saying?
Albanian Kosovo ladies. Y'all heard
yeah.
what he say?
Hey,
Yeah, I heard what he said, you know.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Comment down below, and you know, I might hit you up with the contact numbers. You know what I'm saying? Start managing on the dating apps,
Hey, come on.
the social media dating. You know what I'm saying?
But we have to have plans for the future. Like this is what these are the things that I want to do, and these are the things I need to do. But to the God's plan, we cannot take that away. God, we plan, but God's plan.
God's plan. Yeah. Can't really rush anything or push anything too much. It's gonna happen if it's gonna happen.
If God has decided that in this world some maniac presses a button,
She happens.
what we gonna do?
What are you gonna do exactly? You just gotta roll along.
Exactly.
Roll along. But actually, to what you asked me previously, because that was really good question about we get the self-reliant part of like society form or in how you live. But how about your emotional department or the spiritual department?
Oh, good question. Good question.
Because that was something that I was like, hold up a minute, you know, I kind of like get it, but then also there's a little crossfire going on with that same topic.
Yes, because it's not an easy topic, and this is because of course we are talking about from more from experience than anything else. But this is maybe the topic that would be much more resonating to the people, because like I said, in a true actual self-reliance, there's not a lot of people who can do that, because especially in the Western world, because it's
You rely on a lot of things.
Exactly, it's very convenient.
Grocery stores,
It's very convenient.
fast food chains, noodles, bro.
Hey.
People living out on noodles nowadays, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We went actually with that friend to Noodle House.
You see this guy, he always, every time I mention about Devil's Hula, he's like, what you mean by that? It's not like that. But then he also snitches on himself.
I was not snitching, the guy that you also saw. Or childhood friend. My childhood friend, actually.
Oh, yeah, shit, my bad.
I was not going.
I thought you were talking about Shorty. What about tomorrow?
No, what about it?
Yeah, what about it?
What about it?
Yeah, what kind of
I don't have
gender
any,
is about tomorrow?
I don't have anything tomorrow.
You said you're busy tomorrow.
I should have had, but I don't have.
Oh, shit.
It happens. It be like that.
It be like that, but sometimes, you know, when I mention about Devil Hula, he like, I don't know what you're talking about, but then he snitches on himself, and then I'm like,
No. When did I?
It be like that.
It's when I snitch myself.
Viewers know. Viewers know.
Think about that. You have said something like in the previous episodes,
Viewers know.
and
You can't really backtrack anymore at this point, because we all know about your sinful life, you know what I'm saying? The devilish tango that you'll be putting out here, you know what I'm saying?
I'm a good guy. What you talking about?
Claims be like. But yeah, about the
emotional part.
emotional, spiritual part.
To me, self-reliance in emotional part is that now it's very hard, because innate human biology has that we have approval from someone. Because time as goes by, we forget that we lived truly in the tribes. And it was more about survival than anything else. And during that survival tribe kind of thing, it was that if you are approved, you survived. If you were not approved,
Get your
do what you want.
survive on your own. Get your own meat.
And can anybody guess what was the percentage of survival when you were alone? Not high.
Not really high.
So it's innate that you will be approved from other people. But then there are also those people who don't give a damn about approval, don't give a damn about, and I talk about in truest sense, not in a, well, I don't care that you say, well, why you
It doesn't really affect their like performance or
yeah, but
worldly perspective.
it doesn't matter if everybody's against them, they still will do that same thing. And
Discipline.
Discipline in a sense, but to me that is self-reliance when it comes to emotional part. I have had this not experience but example where we both agree on the fact that cheating is bad.
Bro,
Cheating
yeah.
on your partner, for
You better
example,
burn in hell at that point.
it's bad.
You better burn in hell.
But
I even said burn in hell, ho. No matter the gender, burn in hell.
But we take 100 people or 1,000 people and they all say cheating is good. And they throw arguments that this is good, this is...
Everybody belongs to the street in that group.
But I'm just giving an example. Think about it, think about the amount of social pressure you have during that time. That just 100 people, you don't need much. 100 people are saying the exact same thing, cheating is good. You start to wonder but in that sense, in that state, because I truly believe that it's bad. Even the whole world, the billions and billions and billions of people come and say cheating is good, I will say no, it's not. That to me is self-reliance in the emotional part. But it's not that, I would say, not that talked, it's not that hot topic, it's not that sexy topic, it's not it's not that kind of topic that is brought up to a point, self-reliance in emotional part, because unfortunately every time you dig a little bit deeper to a human being, if they haven't processed themselves and they don't know themselves, there's a lot of reliance and a lot of approval for example, they are not approval that how well they do their food, but they need approval from how well they do gymnastics, or they don't need approval from athleticism, they need approval from how clean their places are. Different things, the same outcome.
Well, that's the funny part, because as you mentioned before, humans or Homo sapiens are very social beings.
Yes.
Kind of like how we have seen in mammals and a lot of like other animal animal species that there is that type of approval, type of search of approval and fit in that sense. Even if we think about humans are very, how would I say, intellectual beings in a sense compared to.
You want to debate?
Hey, we can always say the same thing, man. We can always say the same thing.
No, but yeah,
even like the mammals that we see that are not that very intellectual, they have the similar type of patterns, especially if they're the mammals that move in groups, or live in some type of social setting with other. What am I even trying to say? But you get what I'm.
Example: lions. A great example. The lions, especially the male lions, have that they will be forced to leave. If they survive, they come back and then they take it. But it's the approval of a ladies that will get to the point. Example.
And they have to accept the certain social hierarchy. Of course, there can always, as we mentioned about being self-reliant, not caring about this social group, that's in terms the abnormality, or how would I say, like the non-norm type of behavior. But the usual norm is that we at least are very social beings, that we kind of want that, because that has been the proof of survivability, long-term survivability. A lot of cases, person who is very self-reliant has been taught by somebody else who was also kind of some type of self-reliant. So, but what about in a situation where, because I mentioned about like in the emotion part, that let's say you have like baggage of emotion. How would you see somebody who's self-reliant handling it?
I'm going to be honest.
In a good way or
I will take myself. Great example. I will take myself. When I was working, actually in retail, it was 3 weeks of constant this.
Back to back.
3 weeks, and basically how it went that I had just 1 day's off, and it was, for example, 2 days work, 1 day off, 3 days work, 1 day off, 5 days work, 1 day off, 2 days work.
Yeah, we know those. We know those.
And it wasn't even that you have always that from 8 to 4, but it was, for example, from 5 to 1, and then
Shifted,
next
fluctuated.
shift, like 3 weeks straight. And
Late shift next door, you got a morning shift.
basically it was like
I
that.
know that shit, bro.
It would be much more beneficial for me to let this apartment to go to somebody's rent and I sleep there, because either way
You were home barely, like.
Yeah, exactly. And even when I was home, you couldn't relax anything. You couldn't do anything. The reason was shower, take a sleep that you need, do some cooking, and then you have to prepare for the next day. During that, because of course during the summer I was working all the time, but then those 3 weeks after the summer that went, it was August, 3 weeks straight, just 1 day off. And this is what I mean, for example, that the bad end of it. The last day, I was so burnt out. I remember the last day I went to the work, I didn't care for nothing.
I couldn't give a fuck.
I didn't care for jack shit. I'm sorry to everybody who hears me say this, but I didn't care nothing. Some customer came complain, I said, I don't care. I truly don't care.
Man, where do I find myself? Nah, bro, it's not my business. None of my business.
One of our colleagues, she was a new colleague. She came and asked me, like, hey, how about this? I said, you know what? Do what you want. I don't care. But it was to a point, and nobody could say anything to me. Even my manager was like, yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that. And then afterwards, I had 2 weeks off.
They say he has a little kick.
No, it was 2 weeks off, like, of course. During the all summer, during all the year, I was working. So I had 2 weeks off. And during that 2 weeks off, I remember I was mostly at home. I didn't want to speak to nobody. I don't want to hear nobody. But now I'm giving you an example what I did that day. And I have done that times and times again, that I would just sit with myself. Not the same way where I turn off everything and just be, but I'm talking about just sit somewhere and just I like to sit on the floor in these kind of cases. Just sit and be with your thoughts, be alone, to like handle that emotional thing that is bothering you. Because when you sit and you're in silence, you like it or not, you will force yourself to confront them, them emotions or then baggage that you said. And that, of course, you like it or not, it will force you also to deal with those things and then get over them in one way or another. You asked me about this, I can give you even another example, not me. I read one day, I sent you even the longest marches that people have. Crazy work.
You gotta start talking to yourself during that walk, man.
But
don't ask me how I know.
But there was an interesting thing that when you fight in a war, you are traumatized. You like it or not, you are traumatized as a human being. And now my head went back to, now people are traumatized, called PTSD. But what about those Roman soldiers or Spartans or the people who are close combat? They look enemy in the eyes and they stab and they kill that person. How do they deal with that? Because they also they are also conscious or unconsciously knowing they have a family as well and they are doing the same thing as you're doing. How do they deal with that? Well, basically it was that during those long marches,
they have to talk to themselves.
They have to talk to themselves. They have to deal with those emotions. So, in a sense, therapeutic.
But
what about you?
Because
emotional baggage.
Because about that soldier, I get it, but because in their time, because in our time, people shoot whatever, etc., etc. But because they kind of like get away from the war and let's say retire, etc. They kind of are not able to shift off from that war state anymore. But during those times, because they're in order for them to fight with somebody, they had to go long distances.
Yes.
They were now playing to remove them immediately from situation. Now they have to like figure out how to close off the war state of mind. But nowadays they have kind of like they be deployed for let's say half a year.
Yep.
And come with plane like let's say under a week. You know, the flight is not that long. What 16 hours, something like that. You come back and immediately they gotta switch on back on civilian life. That ain't gonna work.
Yes.
That ain't gonna work. But yeah, on the emotional back, basically I kind of agree on most of the shit you said already. Cause we have had the similar type of experience on that shit, bro. You remember, right? 15 hours. I didn't give a fuck. I'll be honest, you know, we had our certain due diligence and duties that we had to do.
Don't get me wrong, I did my job.
Exactly.
But I just didn't care about what people said.
Exactly. And, you know, on the job, even if you did the job properly, but then, you know, the social part, you know, you didn't care about getting out. People wanted to call. You just said, nah, bro, I ain't got time to talk to you. I don't feel like talking to you, or I don't feel like getting out. And about like I mentioned in the previous episode, personally, I like being with my own thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, we get dabble with it because it's a little spar in that sense. And
Yeah, true.
It's little, I would say, kind of like a playground. You get to figure out certain things, if you need to strategize on certain departments, you get to do that as well. And if you just want to fuck around and find out type of shit, you can do that as well. So on the emotional part, I kind of like fully agree on that part. And of course, like I mentioned earlier about the self-reliance, there might be a little crossfire on that topic because there's also been parts where we have like example talk with each other about certain situation, which could be qualified as cancel of that self-reliance because we kind of like partially handle that emotion with each other.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I kind of have like a crossfire, like I'm capable of dabbling with the idea on my own, but also it's not unenjoyable to handle it with somebody else who you trust. So
for sure, and I would say even this, you can with yourself, but when you have another perspective, it makes it much easier.
And much more efficient
Much more efficient.
Much more efficient. Of course, like I still mentioned, I don't like talking to people, so I will still most likely handle most of the stuff on my own. As you remember, when I had my little hectic times, most of the time I was on my own, so it wasn't a lot. Like I might be with a friend, like she is stuff out here, but you know, it is what it is type of mentality. But most of the like baggage type of thing was handling on my own and going through my own brain. So, but yeah, so
I have the last thing before we wrap this up. Do you have any tips or tricks or anything to be self-reliant or to recognize yourself that you are not self-reliant on your sense?
Well, especially in the modern days, you gotta, at least the tips, or not full tips, but demonstration that I have seen from, let's say, the individual that I qualify as very self-reliant is like, start small. Start with, example, cooking more often than eating takeout, for example. That's a good start. Start producing things on your own. For example, start growing things.
Yes, make a baby.
Yo, bro, take the full responsibility immediately. Go into the deep end. Another demonstration is go outdoor. Good demonstration of like channel that I could like suggest for people to go watch is Outdoor Boys. A lot of guys knows that guy, bro. He's a quote unquote dad figure that most of people, because he kind of shows what is it like surviving on your own.
Yes.
In a situation where you don't have the outsourced material or the nowadays luxurious materials that we got going on. So that's one way of, take yourself out of your comfort zone and put yourself in the wilderness, basically. That's one way of like trying to be more of self-reliant. And other like doable things, I would say travel, like literally take yourself out of your country to another country, in sense of you don't have to go extreme, but good example is backpack travel. Is one way, because you might get a little dibble double on, okay, my money is getting tight. How am I gonna figure the way of me moving on from this city to another city or get back, basically? That's one demonstration, because actually I kind of had an acquaintance or somebody that I knew, kind of like I knew somebody who knew somebody who did it, basically. I had that kind of situation that they went abroad with their couple. It was a couple that went abroad, backpack travel. And they went to the Asia part of, I remember, was it East Asia or South Asia? But they went there and they were backpack traveling, and literally they had their passport and their backpacks, and that was it. And they had to figure out how to make money on top of that. So what they were doing was literally, they were working at restaurants, for example, out there doing small jobs here and there, like gathering money abroad. Yeah. And with that money that they were like gathering, also using to travel to another city and so on, till they got back basically to Finland. So they weren't using like their own capital money on here, except the flight from here to. Yeah.
So when they flew there, from that it was like zero. Pretty much. Then from there.
Yeah, pretty much. That's one way of if you want to test out how self-reliant you are in a sense. Of course. As we mentioned before, it's a capitalistic world, so money, etc., work and so on. You can be self-reliant, but still there's some degree of reliance on the other things. But if you want to take it to extreme, sell everything. Well, not sell everything, but just take a backpack, get into the forest, and live. For example, try tenting for, like, say, for a week. Yes. For example, that's a good demonstration of how self-reliant you will be in true situation when it is required.
We have tented both.
Hey, but the army type, yes, there it was. Like I saw people who were started being creative. For instance, like I knew a couple of people who were definitely like they could be very self-reliant, because they like had like their grandparents were hunters or so on. So they were constantly taught or were with their family members during those events. So they were taught those basic necessities of survival. But how about you? What are the ways that you would like, or do you have anything to add, or is it true?
You said good things. I wouldn't take. To me, of course, my experience is always that you should live alone. Of course, now if you have this kind of situation that my co-host, my brother over here, has. Don't go alone. Like that's just stupid.
Hey, financially, you gotta do what you gotta do. You be like that.
Not only financially, but to support, for example, your mother in that state. If your mother was like in my mother's situation,
I'm out, bro. At that point,
different story, right? But in his situation, is a different thing, and I suggest highly that if you are now realistically, if you are living right now, make your project to live alone at least 1 to 2 years. I would say 2 years is a good amount, but usually in 1 year you can see yourself where you're at. But usually 2 years, it gives you good sense of self-reliance, how good you are, how well you are about yourself. And it forces you to be self-reliant even if you don't want to. Learning how to cook, learning how to clean, learning how to do laundry. Like I'm talking about now, I'm not even going to the camping thing. It's a good thing. Camping is a great thing. It teaches you like very basic stuff.
Demonstration about this is actually a homeboy. Because he moved out when he was 27.
Yes.
He was, but in his situation, even though parents were together, he had it in a form of that he was the person that people were relying on.
Yes.
So that was the ironic part. And when he moved out, then he started like the cooking part, the other laundry part, so on. So he kind of had like a middle ground of each of us that he had to like certain things start learning on, even though he was being relied on while he was living on.
But he is a great example that I never doubted that he's not self-reliant. For example, but I know a lot of people that if they move their own, they are messed up. They first 3 months are tough. Then
it's gonna be what we gonna eat. What kind of salad we gonna eat?
cooked rice.
Cook rice, you know. Hey, if you don't know how to make rice, bro, what you doing, bro? Like, let's be honest, what you doing, bro?
It's just water.
Just water, salt a little bit. Then you put some, I don't know the English term of the ingredients when you wanna bag out there. Like I said, I know how to cook, but I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy about it. But no, like even the ones that I want to say names,
but no names, but examples.
You know, example.
Example.
Have shown that they're capable afterward.
Yes.
Like it ain't that bad, but
yeah.
We don't.
Especially, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no.
Especially in an emotional part, when you live alone, it forces you to be emotionally self-reliant. Because when you are with people who are close to you, if something bad happens to you, you can you have somebody.
I'm got a bad day and all.
Or you need support. You don't even need to like chop it up, but you just need support, like somebody to be close to.
Present. You see the people are present.
Or you don't want to cook today, but you want to eat something very good.
Food is already there.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Food is already there.
You have that support system. When you're alone,
It's on you.
It's on you.
If you ain't doing the noodles, who gonna do the noodles?
Exactly.
Who gonna do the noodles? I know the struggle on you, bro. I know it. But you have done well. You have done well.
Thank you,
Thank
you, man. That's my
6
fault.
years. I forgot it was that long, bro.
Yeah,
Shit.
6 years.
That's why I say, you know how scary it is, how fast time actually feels going right now.
Yeah.
Because, quick note on the last topics. This last Friday, mom was like, I got my Friday, for some reason I have a free day on that, so on. So I was like, oh yeah, you mean tomorrow? Because for some reason I was recording in my mind that it was already Thursday. She's like, no, tomorrow's Thursday. Like, what you mean? I was like, oh shit, because I've noticed nowadays I'm kind of like, or I have been for some time, like kind of off with dates unless I check it on calendar. But then today I was like, hold up, the week went really fast. Like, what the fuck? It's already Saturday. Like, and then I realized, hold up, half a year is almost done.
Yes.
Already. Of course, soon we'll be on 2027 already. It's like, shit, bro.
Just like
niggas
that.
are ancient almost. I'm like,
Just like that. Just like I was called in my previous work because we had youngsters. Like we talk about just barely 18 or 20. Unk. They called me Unk. I'm looking at it like
I got called Unk as well, bro.
I'm looking at it like, who are you calling Unk?
I got called Unk. Luckily it wasn't a shorty, but I got called Unk by young boys. They were like, how old are you? I said this. Damn, bro, no shit. Bro, I ain't even 30 and you already telling me.
But yeah, any last words?
It's all good. We had some good shit going on. Little dibble-dabble on the previous topic and the current topic as well. So I hope people got some out of it or could relate to some things we mentioned before. In my department, I don't really have anything else really to add up. I think we got most of the major things that we wanted to get out of this topic. And in my part, I could say we can close this on a good note. We might dibble-dabble, as always. We mentioned we might dibble-dabble on other episodes. But as a main topic, it's kind of like, in my situation, it's kind of like we handle it.
Yes.
How about you?
I agree on that. And if you want to hear last words from me or last tips and tricks, I would say that be self-reliant. You don't need to be all the time like Rambo, like ice cold, I'm good.
Jacket on.
But it's like a tool or like a jacket. When you need it, you have it. So be that person that knows how to cook and knows how to clean and knows how to do these things. But if there is no need for it or there is no situation, you don't do it. Simple.
Like when we talk about combat sport,
combat sport, yeah.
You better have the ability of doing it than not having the ability. Because when the shit hits the fan, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
Who gonna save you?
Exactly.
Who gonna save you? Hey, but before we close off the episode, we must.
You know what I'm saying.
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 Usually here, right?
In the middle.
In the middle, where somewhere. You know where the buttons are. You know what to press. Even if you're on the phone or even if you're not on the phone, you know how.
You know where the buttons are. You know you better show love.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And also, of course, the socials.
And the socials, TikTok and Instagram. I actually made that video.
I noticed you put it on the description.
People liked it.
I saw you
People
put it on
liked
the
it.
description, so I was like, all right.
And of course, check out our Spotify. There are still episodes coming there, so bear with me. But as always, if we got nothing to say,
We'll see you in the next one, as always.
See you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.